Welcome to Scared Silly Podcast, everybody. As usual, I'm your host, Zach O'Ryan, with my lovely co-host, one of my good friends, one of the best comedians here in Chicago, the very funny, the big fish, Anthony Fuentes. What's up, Anthony? What's up, man?
Yes, sir. What's up, brother? What's up, brother? I'm still recovering from the show last night. That was a great show.
It was a great show last night out in Spring Grove, Illinois.
Yes, sir.
Spring Grove, Illinois. The mayor showed up, dude. That's the kind of connections you got?
That's how I do, bro. I'm like Batman, but fat man, because I'm fat, but I got connections with the mayor. He calls me on my red phone.
The funniest shit that happened last night is you called me up on the way to the show. You go, where you at? I was like, I'm about 30 minutes away. You go, cool. I got something to tell you. I go, what? You go, we sold 80 tickets. I was like, hell yeah. You're like, problem is we can only fit 40. I was like, what? You're like, yeah. I said, why? You're like, because of COVID. I was like, well, can they stretch it? You're like, well, the problem is one of the people that bought a ticket was the mayor, the guy that you're not trying to break regulations with. Yeah. Can you imagine? The mayor's just, and then there's 80 people shoulder to shoulder, and we're just like, we have no idea how this happened. This is not our intentions.
He would have shut the show down before we could even perform. Right, he'd be like, you know what?
Yeah, we're out.
I'm shutting it down. Yeah, we're done.
Lucky Bernie's, more like Unlucky Bernie's. That was the name of the venue we were at, Lucky Bernie's. That place is delicious. They make you sandwiches, they serve you alcohol. It's like Subway with whiskey. I loved every second.
Hell yeah.
It was a lot of fun, dude. Yo, this episode right here, I'm throwing out as the bonus episode 00. I got to give this to the people because this has kind of changed the landscape of how we're going to progress through this podcast, because apparently the internet just makes it mad easy to just, I don't know, talk to anybody. And I was like, one day I woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm about to reach out to ghost hunters, man. And I just shoot this guy a message. I'm like, hey. I was like, you want to tell me a ghost story, bro? He was like, yeah, fuck yeah. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. We got this podcast. Come on this podcast. I want to hear your ghost stories. And I looked this dude up. Like, the reason I messaged him because I found him on Instagram, and he's got a ton of followers. He's his name is Eric Vanderlaan or Vanderlaan. I'm probably butchering his last name. I'm gonna bring him in. I'm super excited to talk to this guy, but he's all over the place, man. He's all over TV and Telemundo. You know about these.
Yeah, Univision. He picked the perfect target audience, Latinos, because we believe in ghosts like no one else.
And all that shit, right?
Hell yeah, yeah.
Well, he's down there doing it. Audience. He goes by the name The Ghost Hunter of South Florida, not a ghost hunter of South Florida, not, kind of, sometimes I look for ghosts in South Florida. The Ghost Hunter of South Florida. I'm going to bring him in here real quick. You ready to talk to this guy?
I'm so excited for this guy, bro.
We're talking to ghost hunters, dude.
Bro, we made it. When you're talking to ghost hunters, you've made it.
You've made it. You made something.
It. I'm gonna call my mother after the show, man. Ma, I made it.
What are you? She's gonna go. What are you talking about, Anthony? She's probably gonna go. ¿Qué pasó? And what are you gonna?
Yeah, she's like, ¿Qué pasa? And I'm like, I talked to a ghost hunter, and she's like, "Ay, Dios mío," because my mother's religious. She's gonna pray for me over the phone.
Yeah, she's gonna have to sage the cell phone after the conversation. Yeah. Actually, for some reason, I think like old school Latino moms still use the wall phone. I don't know why I think that all the time. I'm like, they're just so OG. For real. Right? It's just so OG. I got a Puerto Rican stepdad, and his mom definitely still has a phone on the wall. All right, man. Well, we're about to bring in Eric and let this guy explain himself better than we ever could.
So excited. I feel like a kid at a candy store. Oh, my God. He is a ghost. Oh, snap. He transformed into invisibility.
There he is. What's up, Eric?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
What's up, Eric? How you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Not much, man.
Just hanging out. Eric.
Yes, sir.
I called you. I introduced you as Eric Vanderlaan. How did I do?
Perfect.
Yes, I told you. Better. I told you, Anthony. I'm good. I'm good with these last names. It comes from comedy, and you got to bring up all sorts of different people, and I've learned how to rattle off syllables with the best of them, Eric. I got to tell you.
Awesome.
I saw Vanderlaan. I was like, you know what? I got this
one. Dude, that was perfect.
I got this one. Man, how's the weather down in South Florida? How's everything going down there?
Nice and sunny. Hot.
Nice and sunny. Cool. We got our first sunny day here in Chicago in about, I don't know, 7 months. Well, how
Yeah.
long
Oh,
has it
really?
been? Yeah, it's been terrible. People have been getting stuck in their cars out in the ice and stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
6'5", so I'm like the universal height of like, will you help me push this shit out of the ice? And I gotta like walk down the sidewalk and try not to make eye contact with the drivers when I'm coming back from the grocery store. That's a very hard thing to do.
I come out here a little New Yorker back there.
Oh, that's me. That's me. That's me.
Hey,
It hit
Anthony,
20.
what's up?
It hit. How you doing, Eric? It hit 20 degrees out here, and I went outside with no shirt on. I was like, "Yo, this is it. This is summertime. I'm
That's
about to
New
go swimming."
Yorker. That's a New Yorker in you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right?
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, the fat guy in me too, because I'm a big guy.
You're well insulated, right?
Yes.
Eric, I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted just to give you the chance to introduce. I know that you're doing, what is it? The War Party.
War Party Paranormal.
The War Party Paranormal. So what's the War Party Paranormal? Did you start that?
No, I didn't. Two of my friends started it. Zach, that's his nickname. John and Scotty. They're both co-founders of War Party Paranormal. It's been around for about 10 years. They're up in West Palm Beach, and I used to be with a paranormal group 2 years ago, and ended up leaving them. And they asked me to create a South team, so I created War Party South, and we cover the Fort Lauderdale, Miami area.
Nice. Down there,
That is
all
so
the nice
cool.
little towns. So what is your title then?
I'm a team leader.
Team leader. Do you go by, like, are you a paranormal investigator, a ghost hunter?
Exactly. Paranormal investigator. What we do is we help people. Anyone that has any paranormal issues in their homes or businesses. We're a non-for-profit, so we'll go there and investigate it and see what's going on and try to help them.
That is so. Now, let me ask you. I gotta ask you, Eric. What got you into this? How'd you get started with this? What made you?
I don't know. I've just been one of those curious people. I've always been into mysterious stuff, things of the unknown. I mean, I don't have a crazy paranormal story that got me into it.
Okay.
I just like most people, have been watching Ghost Hunters since it was in the beginning, and always wondered, like, man, is that really real? I want to do one of those. And I started doing it, and it's real. And that's how I got into it.
Did you know, was this something that did you know you wanted to do this for a long time? Like when you got out of high school, you're like, college,
No,
dude,
I had no clue.
I want to figure out the paranormal. You have your trigonometry. I want to go learn paranormal
Found
stuff.
some ghosts.
Yeah. Like how old were you when you were like, I want to shift gears here?
I've been doing this for about 10 years. So maybe like about 10 years ago.
Oh,
I started dabbling into it, then joined a team. I have my own team. So we've been doing awesome for the past 2 years. I put together a team in South Florida, and we got like about, I don't know, maybe like 5 historical locations that are known to be haunted that we do events at, ghost hunting events.
Nice.
They're interactive, so they're open to the public. You buy tickets and you get to investigate with us, use our equipment. And basically we do these events to get the word out so people know that we're out there to help people.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of TV appearances down here in South Florida. We have a lot of Latinos here. So
I said it. I told him. I saw you was with Telemundo and Univision. I was like, he picked the perfect target audience because Latinos like us, we believe in ghosts.
Oh yeah, they believe it more than Americans. Trust me.
When you're born, they tell you automatically. The first word is ghost. It's not daddy. It's ghost. It's cuckoo. It's a cuckoo. A cuckoo. That's what us. Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah. So Eric, I got a question. So walk me through the process then, right? So do you find out like certain things are going on through like the news or the media source, or do like these families have some crazy shit going on and then they'll actually find you and reach out to you? Or how does the work come about?
No, we go on TV, we do our events just so people get the word out, so people know about us. And, just people get in touch with us. And that's how they find us. And we don't charge any money. And we've done some pretty crazy residentials. I mean, especially here in South Florida with all the different cultures. We've had cases that involve black magic, Santeria. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Okay, so now I'm interested because you're not charging money. And that would be what I would assume would be a skeptic's like number one thing when it came to stuff like this. I was like, oh, if you're charging all this money, maybe it's like a money grab. Like, do you deal with a lot of that stuff? I can only imagine you deal with like a lot of like skepticism and stuff like that in your industry. And like, how do you combat that? Like, what's your arsenal to be like, no, this is what we do and why we do it. And we're here to help people.
Well, the cases, we don't advertise them. We don't post like what we caught from our residential cases. We keep them private.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the things that we post are from our events or when we do our own ghost hunting. I deal with a lot of skepticism, but I'm there, so it doesn't bother me because I know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen my evidence, the videos I posted. I try to make it look like I'm not faking it. Like you see me put the recorder down, let go of it, let it record, and then I pick it up. Like, how do you fake that? Especially when you get an EVP, electronic voice phenomenon. That's the best piece of evidence. Yeah, electronic voice phenomenon.
So that now that is to hear the voice of the ghost, correct, or the spirit where you're at, right?
Well, we use digital recorders.
Okay.
And they say that some recorders can pick up frequencies that the human ear can't hear.
Okay.
So we'll ask questions to communicate. We'll ask a question, leave a long pause, then we play it back. A lot of time.
Okay. Talking about the EVPs, I have to bring this up. Eric, I saw that you did something that really was, it sent chills down my spine. I watched it at like 2:00 in the morning one night, and I couldn't sleep. You did one, and I guess this is your favorite. You said it was at the abandoned Belgrade Correctional Facility. At the ward.
Oh yeah, he's been super excited to talk to you about that.
As soon as Zacho told me about you, I looked you up, and then as soon as I saw this video, I immediately called back Zacho, and I said, my fears, I'm haunted for the rest of my life, bro. I lost a piece of my soul.
He didn't just call me. He called me 4 times after 11 p.m. last night. This is how excited this guy was.
Awesome.
We finished the show, and he usually calls me after the show.
I'm honored.
He calls me after the show. Usually he's like, hey, Zacho, everything went well. You were great. I was decent. That's what he usually says to me. He goes, you were great, Zacho. I was okay. This is what he says to me, right? And he calls me, and I'm like, hey, what's up, Anthony? I'm sure you're just here to tell me how great I was. And he's like, I don't give a shit about that show. You got to hear this EVP I just heard on Eric's Instagram. And I was like, don't even tell me. Don't even let me listen to it. I want to talk about it on the podcast. So I'm excited to hear about it, Anthony.
So please, Eric. So I see you ask the question. You say goodbye. You're like, goodbye. I'm leaving. See you later.
Right.
And then I know that's what I told Zacho was so cool is you don't edit it because you could totally tell there's no cut in the video.
No.
There's no pause. You literally grab the EVP.
And I do that on purpose. So
that's what I love about it. You grab the EVP right then and there and you hit play and you can clearly hear him say, no, don't leave.
Wait, so what did you say? Did you just say, is there anybody here that wants to?
No, he said goodbye. He said goodbye.
We were getting ready to leave.
Yeah, and he's like, see you later. And you hear it clearly. You hear, no, don't leave. I said, wow, that is so cool. So I have to ask you, did you get any information as to what or who that spirit was? Because I know you did another show at the what was the one you did the yesterday?
Oakland Correctional Facility.
So,
we don't know any of the history about that.
Yeah, what was
place.
that about?
Well, it got shut down 7 years ago, and it's been abandoned ever since. I mean, the only thing I know about it is that there were several prisoners that dug a tunnel and attempted to escape, but they got caught. But as the history and the people that were there, I have no clue. But that part of the correctional facility was a medical ward. So they had some isolation rooms there. So, some crazy shit happened there. So I don't know.
Do you just become like used to that kind of stuff? Because I'm gonna be honest,
sometimes
if I put down my recorder and I'm like, hey guys, see you later, and someone goes, no, don't leave, I'll shit down the left side of my leg, man. That is something that I will never ever.
I'm running out of the house. I'm running, and I'm fat, and I'm still running. I don't care.
Is that something you just end up getting used to? You're like, okay, this is part of the job. Like, we're used to this. Like doctors, when they cut someone open, they're just like,
I've done it a lot. But it's also like I don't get scared. I want to get more, I'm like if I hear something, I'm not going to run away. I'm going to go right after it and see what's going on. That's how I am.
Nice.
See?
What
That's
about
because Eric's got some cojones.
right? And that brings me to my next question.
He ain't scared.
So,
He's like, I go to the danger. I'm running from it. He goes to it. He's like, I ain't scared. Let's get this. Let's find this guy.
the world
For
needs
sure.
more people like you. Like we need nurses, we need more paranormal investigators. Maybe we have more answers. But that's
Yeah.
my next question. So I'm in stand-up comedy. Anthony's in stand-up comedy. So there's always like this, oh, if you're a stand-up comedian, like you were always funny or you're depressed and all this other stuff. But there's so many, we come from like so many different walks. Like I'm not necessarily a depressed person. Anthony's not depressed. We just, all the
Everyone's different.
stereotypes. Yeah, most of the stereotypes are just kind of crazy. Are there like a stereotypical paranormal investigator? Like when you tell someone you're a paranormal investigator, like what's the kickback?
What do you mean? What the response is?
Or what would their response be? Or do you know like that there's like this what's like the biggest misconceptions about, paranormal investigators? Because I think when I was telling people, I was like, dude, I'm so excited. We're about to interview Eric. He's a paranormal investigator. And they're like, oh, is he like just some weird ghost guy? Like, are these all just kind of weird, goofy ghost guys? And I was like, I don't think so. I think we're not all weird comedian dudes. Like, I think he's just going to be a normal guy. So do you ever get like kickback like from that or anything?
Well, we use a scientific approach.
Yeah.
So we're pretty serious about what we do. A lot of stuff out on TV, they, like to sensationalize it and dramatize it, and even fake some stuff. But we're all about like debunking and using a scientific approach. I mean, we have a very eclectic group of people, anywhere from tech people to people that are, one person's a Reiki master, got another one that's a witch. We got another one that's a pastor.
Wait, a witch?
So,
like a real witch?
Yeah, Wiccan.
Wiccan. Yeah, Wiccan. Yeah.
Well, that would probably fit the
That's
stereotype
freaking cool.
if any of them did.
Yeah,
Wiccan.
definitely.
What's a Wiccan? What's the difference between a Wiccan and a witch?
Oh, I guess there's different types. Wiccan, I'm not an expert of this, I could be wrong, but they're more into like nature. Like that's their religion. Like they believe that, there's spirits within nature and trees and the land and
right,
things like that.
My girl has a bunch of rocks and she likes saging the apartment twice a day. You think she might be a Wiccan?
Could be.
I think she.
But I can sage. I'm not Wiccan. Anyone can sage. You don't have to be a Wiccan.
He's like, I'm just cautious.
Yeah,
I love the word
cautious. You don't. I mean, we don't understand what's out there. So, I mean, that correctional facility, I had to get saged and blessed with holy water because some weird shit happened to me there.
And that's at the correctional.
Yeah.
Where you got that EVP recording, right?
Well, no, another location. There's a prison chapel that a bunch of satanic people converted into like their own church. And when you walk in there, you saw like pentagrams, 666, all these weird messages go with the horn, burnt candles all over the place. And then you could feel like the heavy energy that's in there. And like I felt like a vibration. And it was something I haven't felt before. So, and it was weird because I wasn't sure. And it was the first time I experienced. So when we were done, I was like, someone's going to have to sage and bless my ass with holy water.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I'm not very religious, but I am a Christian and I do have faith. And when that did happen, it was just like this big release of peacefulness, like almost like taking a big, huge bong hit. It was like incredible. So
hell yeah.
I mean,
I like how you use Christian and bong hit in the same sentence. That's gangster.
They don't often get those.
Love it. I was expecting to be like, after a prayer, he's like after a good ass rip of a bong. Fantastic. So now you said you have a pastor, a Wiccan, and who else? And your
we have a Reiki master. We have we have sensitives. We have mediums.
Okay. So you have like a squad. You're like the Avengers of ghost hunting. You have a squad.
Yeah, we have a big group. We have about maybe like 20 members and 2 teams. One team covers West Palm and up north, and then my team is Fort Lauderdale, Miami.
Now, have you gone to other places, Eric? Like, you hear there's specific places you hear about, as in Gettysburg, that you see. Have you ever been to these locations to try to debunk them? Because I know you say that's what your job is, to get from a scientific point of view. Have you ever been to that area or any places like that, Amityville, something like that?
I'm actually going to Waverly Hills in May.
Oh,
shit.
you are?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the footage on that. That is so cool.
I may have to do a live there.
Now, for the audience, explain to them, because they're going to want to hear about this. They want to know about this.
Yeah, what's Waverly Hill?
Yeah, tell them about
Waverly Hills is a sanatorium, and it's in Kentucky in the middle of nowhere, and it's been abandoned for a while, and it's one of the most haunted places in the U.S. The place is huge. I wish I could show you guys a picture, but
I'll edit a picture in so they can see it.
there was a period where they sent a lot of people there that were suffering from I believe tuberculosis, and a lot of people died there.
Yeah, okay,
And-
so
yeah.
I've got a question, because when it comes to like paranormal, and you were talking about Christianity and religion and stuff like that, obviously there's an overlapping there when it comes to like the Venn diagram of paranormal and religion. What is there? Is it kind of like it has to be this way to be this way? Do you almost like have to be religious to believe in like the spirits and like the afterlife?
Not at all. No, I don't think so. I don't think you have to be religious. You just have to have the experience. Once you have experience, you'll totally believe in it.
That's cool.
I wonder, because I always wondered if that was like the thing, because like Latinos, I know like I know there's a lot of like religion.
They're like, don't mess with that shit.
Yeah, they're like a lot of religion when it comes to like Latino. They're like, holy shit.
I was going to get attached to your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I was always wondering if like the Latin community was always more like responsive or like receptive to the idea of the paranormal than like maybe, more of like our country or America.
Well, you got to remember, he's in South Florida. That's all where a lot of Haitians live there that practice black magic. A lot of Cuban and Puerto Ricans that practice Santeria. Santeria. I was explaining to Zach a couple episodes ago about Santeria. We talked about it, and I was explaining to him because I have family members who practice Santeria in Puerto Rico. And I'll explain to him. He's like, damn, I never heard of this. I'm like, yeah, it's bugged out, bro. It's really,
Puerto Rico's got a lot of good places.
Oh, yeah, it does. It really does.
The Castillo, what's it called?
Oh, yeah.
El Castillo Colón.
As soon as you get
El
Castillo Colón. Yep.
Yeah.
They say...
And Old San Juan, too.
Yeah, Old San Juan. I was going to say that. Old San Juan, you have El Morro there. They say there's certain areas in El Morro that are haunted.
Yeah, El Morro, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, El Morro. El Castillo Colón is another one that they say is haunted. There's a prison cell in Castillo Colón that it was a pirate was locked up there. And he actually drew on the wall and left a drawing there. And they say that at nighttime, if you go, that the security guards won't walk by there at night because you can hear like the gate banging.
Really?
You hear noises? Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Dude, let's go. We'll drink some monfongo. We'll eat some monfongos and drink some
monfongo. I love Eric. Eric is my best friend. I knew I loved this guy. I'm telling you.
You might have your stories mixed up because that sounds like the plot for Pirates of the Caribbean. I think you were talking about Johnny Depp when he got out of the castle.
By the way, I heard that place is haunted too.
What's that? The Caribbean?
Pirates of the Caribbean in Disney World.
Oh,
yeah?
The set?
I believe it. I heard that too. I heard that. Yeah. So let me ask you, have you ever encountered, Eric, like where you're at someone's house? Because I've always asked this because my mother, she's religious. And I had told Zach a couple stories of, people being possessed and stuff like that. And they were always worried that you can bring those spirits with you. Do you believe that? And if so, has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, like have you ever gone to one of these? Have you ever gone to one of these places and then like came home and felt like the energy or anything like that followed you? For like a certain
is it
amount of
with
time?
you? Did you bring it with you to your house?
I believe that, but this is my take on it. I think it's really all about fear and evil entities. That's how they get energy. They feed off your fear. So if you show fear, you're more likely to get attached to it. That's how I look at it. They look at people that are weak, that have mental issues, that are in fear. If you don't show that and you're pretty confident in yourself, I don't believe. I can't say that, but so have things attached to them. They had it. Like you said, your girlfriend with the sage, she had a sage's house for a week and things stopped happening. But That's what I believe.
Do you
That's
think you
cool.
can feel like the differences when it comes to like these spirits and stuff like that? Like when you walk into a place, can you,
Oh yeah.
is it possible to be like, there's definitely energy here, but it's like not
Yeah.
negative energy?
You can only, for me personally, I just feel the weird energy. Usually the negative energy, the good energy you don't really feel. I don't know, because maybe I feel good already, but
Yeah.
I don't know. But you can feel like when you go into a place, the heaviness, like that church chapel that I told you about. And there's been other places where, like, you get like goosebumps on your arms and
Yeah.
things like
That's me.
that.
That's me at a Baskin Robbins.
And there's been times where we'll enter a place and there's a bunch of heaviness. And then once we start investigating and going through the night, you can feel it dissipate.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So all right. So let's talk about that then, the nighttime, because we had an episode where we talked a lot about night terrors and things like that. Like where I'm from Beaufort, South Carolina. So down south we called them the night hag. It's from like the Gullah region. We call night terrors are basically
South Carolina.
Yeah.
South Carolina. In Charleston, there's the old Charleston jail, the city jail. I've investigated that place many times. That place is freaking awesome.
Yeah, well, Charleston has a lot of history because that's where they used to bring in all the slaves from the slave trade because it was directly across from Africa. So obviously there's a lot of evil shit that went down around there.
Yeah, it's
so
one of the most haunted places in the U.S. up there with Savannah, St. Augustine, New Orleans.
Yeah,
New Orleans.
These so like these night terrors and these night hags, do you believe that there's more of a scientific explanation for these things, or do you believe like there's more truth to it in being like a more spiritual event that occurs?
What do you mean, like something happening in your dreams? Or?
Yeah, so like the night hag explanation is interesting because what we call a night hag is basically a witch, and as she goes to sleep at night, her spirit can leave her body and it'll come to you in your sleep, sit on your chest, and it'll stare right in your face. So when people get those, what the scientific community would call sleep paralysis or night terrors, we now term and give it like a more of a paranormal definition. So there's like a strange dichotomy there between like a scientific explanation or a paranormal explanation. And do you think both can coexist, or is it simply like, no, it's this way or this way?
I think they both can coexist. I mean, I don't really know much about it because I don't know many people who've had that experience, and I've never had that experience, and I've heard about it. But hey, I mean, there's a lot of things we don't understand. I mean, I can look at it with both approaches.
Yeah. Well, there's so much I don't understand. I will be the first one to say that.
And that's why I do this, because I want answers.
About
absolutely true. Yeah. So, Eric, have you ever seen a spirit or a ghost at any of these places you've gone?
Real question you want to ask them. Be like, Eric,
first,
have you ever seen a ghost?
Have you ever seen a ghost? Yeah. Have you ever seen an actual ghost? And I don't mean something with a white sheet like my son does.
Like, what would be the most physical paranormal thing that you've ever actually seen in person?
Probably shadow figures. I've never seen a full body apparition, but I want to. But I've seen shadow figures.
I love this guy's boy. He's like, I want to. I wish I see a ghost. I want to see a ghost. I wish a fool would come up on me a ghost.
I want to be a witness.
So you've seen shadows, though.
I've seen shadow figures. I've heard of disembodied voices.
Oh, that is so cool.
The coolest thing was, like, I was at a cemetery, like in a mausoleum, and I had someone filming with a thermal camera. And I was walking down the hallway, and I'm like, ooh, I just feel like goosebumps, like on my arm. My hands my hair and my arms are standing up. And my partner, Cecilia, she had her thermal camera. She's like, something just went through you. I'm like, oh, holy crap.
Oh,
like things like that, like touch, hearing.
That is cool.
Seeing something visually is like a full body apparition is pretty hard. But I've seen like shadow figures that I can't find.
That's cool.
What are those cameras designed to pick up? Because obviously they're able to pick up things that aren't there, so they're not registering heat.
Well, the reason why we use it is because they say when spirits manifest, they need energy, they need electricity, And also it gets cold. So that's why we have to use thermal cameras. So if you can get like, a figure of like something that's dark, which represents cold, yellow, orange, red represents heat.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing if you can get like a figure of something cold.
Yeah. Hey, I get goosebumps when I go to Popeyes. You can say that's but now I got another question for you.
Spicy.
Do you believe, and it's gonna sound funny, but it's actually true because I'm curious. Can a ghost be fat?
What?
I'm serious. I've always wondered that because they say when you die, that your body, you're religious, right? So they say when you go to heaven, that you don't feel like pain anymore. So I wonder, like, being big guy, I always feel heart problems and stuff like that. Is there fat ghosts?
I think there can be any shapes and sizes.
You think so?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I guess if you're
just trying to find ways out of it instead of like diet and exercise. Like maybe if I turned into a ghost.
Yeah,
no, Anthony. When you turn into a ghost, you won't have to diet, exercise. You can be whatever you want to be.
See, exactly. See, I'm gonna tell my girl that I'm like, I don't gotta diet. Yeah, when I die, I'm gonna be Richard Simmons.
You accidentally haunt a fatter guy like that's. Like, oh, this shit did not work out the way I planned it.
Damn it, I'm stuck at this fat guy's house. My 600-pound life. Now, another question I have for you. Have you heard of Nephilims?
What's that?
You haven't heard of Nephilims? Wow, that's crazy.
Anthony brings up Nephilims every
I'm
episode.
Educating you, Eric. You educated me. I'm gonna educate you. So my brother-in-law, who's a pastor, I talked to him a while ago, and I asked him if he believed in ghosts. And I thought I was gonna get. Yeah, he's a pastor, and I thought he was gonna say no, but he didn't. And it blew my mind because, the Mormon religious people are like, no, that doesn't exist. You die, you go to heaven or you go to hell.
No, why would you believe that?
Yeah, so he told me, no, there's ghosts. But he was explaining to me that during the times of Sodom and Gomorrah, the angels came down from heaven and they were seducing the women. Just like when Satan came down with his angels, he took a third of the angels with him. They're saying that the angels came down and seduced the women, taught them how to wear makeup.
Me. No, just going.
Yeah, right. There you go. Yeah, that's Eric.
He was one of them. Why you're in the biz, Eric?
Yeah, he's a Nephilim. But supposedly, so they mated with these women. They mated with these women, and the women gave birth to children who were the formalities and fossils that have been found in the world that you see that they're very deformed, very long heads and stuff like that, that they say aliens, but some believe it were Nephilim.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
So my brother-in-law was saying those people who died that were Nephilims, because they weren't holy nor unholy, they stayed in limbo. And those are the spirits that we see sometimes.
Well, this is how I look at it. And this is just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But okay, so when we die, and I don't know what religion you are, but I believe that you go to heaven, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that when you go to heaven, time doesn't exist, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that period from the time you pass to the time you reach heaven could be like a split second for you. But in real time, I think that period of time could be like 1 minute, a couple hours, 10 years, 100 years, because time doesn't exist. And I also
that's true.
Right.
Yeah. So I also think that maybe like when they are crossing over, that in between that time, they got maybe some unfinished business to do. Maybe something dramatic happened. Maybe they don't realize that they had passed. A lot of times it's also what's called residual, where it's just like a record repeating itself from the past. Like, something dramatic happened, like say someone got shot and killed in the building.
Mm-hmm.
And then like that keeps repeating itself like a broken record.
What do you mean? Like they keep getting shot, even their spirit?
Yeah, it's like that thing that happened, that experience, it just keeps repeating itself. And then sometimes you can get evidence of that.
See, this is why I got to stop procrastinating on things in my life, because I got a feeling when I do die, I'm about to have so much unfinished shit on my to-do list that I'm gonna have to stay right here on this plane until I figure it out. You know how they're like, hey, that guy's just got unfinished business. All of my business right now is unfinished. I need to stop procrastinating. Then when I die, I can happily go to heaven.
Yeah.
Well, if that does
Wherever you
happen,
go.
if that does happen, I'll whip out my recorder and I'll help you.
I'll be
gotta
with
come
Eric.
for me.
I'll be
Come
with
find
Eric.
me.
I'll be there with them. I'll go get Eric. I'll bring him from South Florida. We'll go to your house.
Come find me.
I'm like, Zacho, are you here?
You're never
I
gonna
don't
find
hear
me
you.
because as a ghost, I'm gonna float to Bora Bora and get in one of those huts that you see on Google Maps when you're kind of lonely and you research like vacations you can't afford. No one else does that. I do that all the time. And I get on there and I just check out Bora Bora and I go, if I die, this is why I don't understand sometimes why like some of these rundown castles are haunted. Because like, why wouldn't they just go to Bora Bora? It's like being homeless in Chicago. Go to San Francisco. At least it's like warm.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
I don't
So
understand it.
now let me ask you, Eric, when you find these spirits, okay, so you say you do it to help people, correct?
Right.
So when you find these ghosts at the house, how do you help them? Walk us through it. What is the process they do? 'Cause
Well,
I know it's not
we're
like
very-
Ghostbusters. You don't have the guns. do
No,
you?
we're very professional about it.
Okay.
Before we even go to the house, we have someone, that will interview them, go through a series of questions with them, make sure they're not crazy. I was doing a lot of
Question
people
one,
like that.
are you crazy? That's how you
Exactly. Are you taking any
crazy?
medication? Are you taking any drugs? Do you drink? Yeah, we do ask those questions. And then once we think it's legit, we'll do like a preliminary where we'll go to the house, do like the little walk around, get to know the people, see exactly what's going on. And then if we feel that we have to go back, then we'll go and do a full out investigation. Do find something, then we have people that can cleanse the place, and they'll cleanse it, and that's been working for us. And things do stop when we do that.
You ever done like the Warren Files where you stay the night at their house for like a week? And you're like, this is going to require some overtime.
No, not yet. A lot of people I don't know, it's sort of a like you see a lot of like paranormal investigators where they, tell the people to leave the house and stay there the whole night. But it's kind of hard to do that with most people because they don't know who you are. Why am I going with these people staying in my house?
Yeah, that's a good point. I never thought about that.
Yeah,
in every movie you see, they come over, they're like,
it.
you know what? We're going to need you to leave your house that you pay for every month and all the bills too. We're going to take this over for about a week. Like, what if those people were just like backed up on rent and they're like, we got to go somewhere for a week. I have an idea. I have an idea.
Or it'd be even cool if it was like a celebrity's mansion. Like, I need to stay here.
Bieber,
Exactly.
Justin, listen, man,
you gotta go.
I feel an energy upstairs. I need you to leave for about at least 3 nights. At least 3
That's
nights.
what that hot tub is, right?
Yeah, at least 3 nights. There's a ghost in your hot tub. Isn't that crazy? Go hang out with Selena Gomez somewhere for 3 days. And let us
but
figure
seriously,
this out.
we'll probably put them in a room with one of our investigators, and then we'll go around the house, or we're in Florida, so they can be in the patio and hang out. We definitely don't want them to be there because, like, even if we do get something and we don't know exactly what it is, they might be alarmed by it, and that might scare them.
Yeah, and well, like you said, they feed off fear, so you don't want them there,
yeah,
because they're not professionals like you guys, and they're not experienced. I'm telling you, I heard the EVP and I got scared, so I can only imagine them at the house.
Yeah,
and you guys encounter something, they're gonna freak out.
Right. And sometimes, like, we'll get EVPs where it sounds like they're screaming, and I think a lot of times, a lot of the screaming is really just them talking loud so they could hear you, and it just may sound threatening, but it's not. I don't want people to, think that,
I didn't know that.
So we try not to share any evidence with them until after we review it and come with our own determination on what's going on, and we take it from there.
If you wanted to tell someone, like, if I wanted to be a paranormal investigator and just like out of the blue, what would be like the most important equipment to have on you as a paranormal investigator? What do you need?
Your brain.
Your brain.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm screwed. I can't be one.
I'm out.
No, you gotta use your senses. Like, when I started in this whole thing, I was all about the equipment. Oh, I gotta get evidence. I gotta debunk stuff.
Right.
I want to see if this is real. And in the beginning, nothing was really happening, so I was just so focused on the equipment. So now I got a different approach where I just like go in there for first and try to feel the vibe. Try to absorb the atmosphere. I'm trying to I'm not a sensitive person, but I'm trying to get like more open with it, and it's actually been working for me.
Yeah.
I get my name called out a lot on EVPs, and I think that might have something to do with it. But But when it comes to equipment, my how do you debunk something where you ask a question and you get an intelligent response right after that? It's kind of
No,
hard.
yeah. And that's cool. What I like about it is because see, I admire Eric, and this is why I admire you, Eric. Not to blow your head up or nothing, but the reason is because I've watched a lot of ghost hunting documentaries, I've watched shows, I've watched a lot of stuff. And normally when they'll ask something with the EVP, they try so hard to reach and grab some, but it's all edited, so you'll see somebody there, and then I don't know if it's real because now the footage has changed, and then they replay it, and it might just sound like they're like, he's saying no. And he ain't saying no, man. That was the door just closed, man. But with you, I've never seen anything like this. Like this
that's why I like to go live, so you can see for yourself that I'm not faking anything. It's right there live.
Yeah, now it's like this way different time. It's got to be like such a crazy time for your industry, right? Because now we have all these different tools. Back then, you had this like shitty little camera, 1 megapixel that picked up dust. You're like, that's dust, dude. Sure.
Yeah,
now,
that ain't no ghost.
We've got Instagram Live, Facebook Live. You can stream high definition equipment. Has that like changed the game? What's like the biggest thing? What's like the next step moving forward? Is there something like that where you're, like how in electronics, you're like, the next thing coming up is 8K. Can't wait to get there. Is there like this new like wave of knowledge that's coming into your industry where you're like, I think we're going to be able to do a better job at debunking some of this stuff and figuring out what's actually going on?
I don't know. I think everything, like, there might be like a new wave of like devices that, sense, electromagnetic frequency, temperature change, things like that. But I don't think there's any more that you can come up with. There's so much stuff that's out there now.
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth, I like to use my recorder and a meter. I got a meter that's called an EDI, and what it does is it senses vibration. So like someone's walking on the floor, you'll see it go off, and it senses EMF and changes in atmosphere, like pressure, humidity, temperature change. So I like to use that in my recorder, and my recorder actually is from the 90s.
Yeah.
There's actually an interesting story about that model recorder. It's called a Panasonic DR60. Came out back in the 90s. Maybe for like
shoot us some ad money, Panasonic.
Maybe like in it went for like maybe like $80, and they discontinued it because it had a defect, and the defect was people were using it to record things, like maybe in the classroom or something like that, and they were getting other voices. So they stopped making them. So now the only way you can get one is on eBay, and they're up to like, I seen them like as high as $3,000.
Oh, we missed it. That's what we should have been investing in.
Yeah.
They're over here tricking me with this Bitcoin
Hold on one
shit.
second, I'll show it to you. Hold on one
yes,
second.
please. I want to see it. Yes.
They've been tricking me with this Bitcoin shit and Ethereum gas.
He said,
should have been investing in this.
You heard he said that he can hear movement.
Yeah,
you get to check with that EDI. With me, he'd be screwed because I barely move. As a ghost, I probably wouldn't move at all. I just sit there.
Ghost is in this chair and this chair only.
Yeah.
Look at this thing.
That is so cool. Yep, that's the video. That's the one he used in the video.
Yeah.
That's it. That is so cool.
It looks like the first iPod.
And what some people think the reason why these are so effective, I don't know if you felt an actual recorder, like the casing, but usually they're pretty thick.
Yeah.
This one's really thin, and people think that it's because it has a thin casing, that maybe that's why it's easy to get EVPs.
Like less interference, maybe?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, you got one. You should have bought like 50 of them when they first came out. You'd be sitting on a gold mine right now. It sounds
right. I know. Well, there's other recorders too, so I have several of those just in case that does happen.
Now, what is EDI? Explain to the audience what EDI, because I want to know. I don't know what EDI is. I heard you say that.
You want me to bring that device out?
Yeah, let me see it.
What's the EDI?
Oh, I feel like I'm a Mr. Rogers. This is the coolest shit ever, bro. I swear to God, I feel like I'm a kid and this is show and tell. He's showing me everything.
What do you think EDI is? Isn't that like what you put up?
Sounds like what a girl uses. Yeah.
Isn't that what an EDI is? Is that so the ghosts can't get pregnant? Is the EDI so the ghosts can't get pregnant? Is that what that is? Put that in the ghost uterus.
Oh, that is cool.
That can't go in the ghost uterus.
See the red, the yellow, that senses vibration, that's
Oh.
temperature,
Nice.
And what's
humidity. And the cool thing about this is right here, you can put an SD card. So if you sync this with your camera and something happens throughout the investigation, you can go back and it puts out a graph on the different changes.
Oh,
and you can see it, go back at that time to see if there were any changes.
Nice. Vibration
so
sensor. If
cool.
I had kids, I would tape one of those to their door when they slept that night just to make sure their girlfriends weren't sleeping in at night and doing anything funky. What the hell's going on in there? My EDI is going off.
You want to hear a cool story about this one?
Yes, please tell us.
Okay, so we were talking about El Moro, right?
Yeah.
Well, in St. Augustine, there's the Castillo de San Juan.
Ooh, I've been to St. Augustine. That place is haunted as shit. I went there when I was younger. We went on all the horse carriage, haunting trips and stuff. My mom's big into that stuff too. And I got a Puerto Rican stepdad. So like just him being Puerto Rican and my mom being all about ghosts, it was like they gave birth to this little paranormal baby named Zacho.
Well, when COVID first hit last year and, all the businesses were shut down, the restaurants, the stores, I was in St. Augustine, and that whole place was like a ghost town. You could hear a pin drop. It was so quiet, which makes it the perfect opportunity to look for ghosts.
Is that what they call it? That's probably why they call it Ghost Town. Now it's time to look for ghosts. Perfect.
So I got a video that I posted where I'm at the executioner's wall at the Castillo de San Marcos, Castillo de San Marcos. And in the executioner's wall, you see like big cannon holes, you see gunshots. I mean, that thing was been around since like the late 1500s. And I stuck my EDI in one of the cannonball holes, and I stuck my recorder in one of the holes. And I'm asking questions like, where did you die here? Were you executed? And then and this is like at 1 a.m. And then my EDI starts sensing vibration. Now, what the heck could cause vibration? There's no one there. It's like in the middle of the night. So I played back my recorder and I got a, intelligent response.
What did they say?
I got to know.
I don't remember exactly. Out of my hole?
No. I asked the question, were you executed here? And something like it was just confirming that it was. And it was very angry about it. I got a scream. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, man.
That is sick.
One cannon hole at a time next time, Eric. One cannon hole at a time.
All right. I'll do that whole damn place.
Gotta ease your way into that second hole, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Eric, this has been a pleasure. I want to get to the story that you sent me in an email that I'm so excited
oh my God, yes.
to hear about. I read about it and I don't even want to
the cemetery story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
please.
I just want to hear it from your mouth, and then I know you got a lot of stuff to do, but let's hear that cemetery story.
So remember how I was telling you guys, like, I'm trying to become more open and trying to feel the situation, and more things have been happening to me. Well, I went to this cemetery because we got a couple of cemeteries where it's like our playground where we'll just like go mess around, and it's up in West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach, or by like Lake Worth, and it's called Fernhill Cemetery, and I've never been there before. So I was there with my team, and then later on the night, it was just my buddy Joe and I, and we're just like wandering around, didn't know where to go, and for some reason, I was just felt this urge that I had to go to this one section of the cemetery. In the distance, I see these, 4 angel headstones, and they sort of have like the solar lights on them. I just felt drawn there, and so I set up there. We set up our equipment. I had a camera rolling. I went live on IG, and we started getting evidence. It looked like whatever spirit was there was playing with our devices. We have these cat balls for cats to play with. They light up when they touch them. Those things were going off, and they were sitting like in thick grass, so nothing could move that. And our meters were going off, and we were getting EVPs. Well, those 4 headstones were 4 children that had passed away within a day apart of each other. And, I didn't know the reason why, what happened, but later to find out that I had a random follower that was on my live that was friends with the family that knew the children. And what happened was they all died in a car accident. Only the mom and one of the sisters survived. And the lady that was on my live was always wondering like how they were. And it looked like, they were happy and they were playful. So it gave her comfort to see that, that she saw that and got confirmation that it looked like they were happy, because the one kid used to play baseball and the balls are just lighting up the whole time. Like, some kid was playing with it. And I don't know, it was just really weird. And like, it was almost like it was meant to happen. Like I was supposed to reach out to this lady, give her comfort that, the children were okay.
Like how random that
exactly
that you just go in IG live, because you have a very good following on Instagram.
Yeah.
4,000,
and
5,000.
out of that one person was connected to those people.
Right.
How weird is that?
That's crazy.
That is so
But that's
crazy.
the stuff I already know. Like that's the kind of stuff that keeps you going though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Man,
it's when you get that satisfaction when you can help someone, like that lady got, she felt relieved.
Yeah.
There's no better feeling than that. That's why we do it for free. We're all passionate about the paranormal.
That's why I respect you, man.
And that's why we help people. I mean, there's no better payment than helping people.
No, I respect that too, because like you see these guys who, I forgot what guy used to do it on TV all the time with everybody in the audience. Would, I see somebody, but he was getting paid for it, whereas you are actually really helping people. Like, like you said, that's an incredible story. And to see what you do for the people who, because that's hard to deal with, and to give somebody closure like that.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know who to reach out with because they don't want people to think they're crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom's not like that. My mom will tell you some crazy shit. Everyone knows she's crazy. She's like, I don't care. I'm not crazy. That's how my mom.
Like a word of advice to your viewers out there, if they're ever looking, they want a paranormal investigation, someone's going to charge them. They're not legit.
Yeah.
So you got to go with someone that's not going to charge.
You got to go
charging
Eric.
you money.
You got to contact Eric, the ghost hunter of South Florida.
Eric Vanderlaan.
Or Party Paranormal.
The ghost hunter of South Florida. The Ohio State. The ghost hunter.
These
South Florida.
Eric,
man,
all about the U, right?
All about the I bet it is down there. All about the U.
Hey man,
this has been so much damn fun. I've had a blast. I know
definitely.
Anthony's had a blast.
He
can stop calling me 5 times a night now to tell me about the
I've been looking for.
seen.
I was your groupie, Eric. I was a groupie. I was like, I can't believe it.
Dude, come down here. You guys need to come down here. I'll take you ghost hunting for sure.
Oh my God,
shit.
Zacho, we got to do it.
We gotta do it. We gotta do it.
As
soon as the mask can come off and as soon as everything clears up, man, that would be an absolute blast. We'll definitely.
South Florida is pretty open. I mean, all the restaurants.
Yeah, Florida's open. My brother's out there.
Oh
it's
I
open.
forgot about that. Florida didn't even believe in this shit.
That got COVID smoke.
No, we had a lockdown, but we got past that.
Yeah,
real quick. Y'all got past it real quick.
Yeah.
They were like, you said 14 days. Damn it, we're sticking to 14 days.
It's because the ghosts
don't carry COVID.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Perfect. Oh, there we go. We're good. Never mind.
We'll have my face mask on in the house. Are you there? Can I check your temperature?
Eric, this has been a blast. Tell everybody where they can find you at.
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram, Ghost Hunter of South Florida. You can find me the same name on Facebook and YouTube. And then my team is War Party Paranormal. We're on Facebook and IG as well. And anyone here locally that needs help, please message us and we'll be there and we'll help you.
War Party. It even sounds like the Avengers.
That sounds
War
gangster.
Party.
Yeah, look at this.
We got witches and shit.
You know what his name is?
Who's that?
Chief Whoopin' Ass.
Chief Whoopin' Ass.
Oh my God, I love it.
Chief Whoopin' Ass.
Is that your shirt for war? For the war?
This is our War Party logo. War Party Paranormal.
That is sick.
A skull with
Chief
a chief.
Whoopin' Ass.
I love it.
Oh, that's great. Hell yeah.
I love it.
Cleveland Indians are going to be upset with you because they had to change their whole getup. You're going to have to go to the paranormal football team. That's what you'll have to change your name to.
Our co-founder's Native American, so it's okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
There you go. It's a win-win.
If he can do it, then we can do it.
That was actually a real person. That was his great cousin.
Chief Whoopin' Ass.
He came up with it.
Hell yeah. Eric, man, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank
We're
you
going to
so
let
much,
you go.
Eric.
Have fun filming your TV shows tonight. Good talking to you, man. Take care.
Peace out, Eric.
You too.
Thank you again.
Thanks for the invite.